In this video, let's review the basic ways to control when services start in different run levels. System Service Access Configuration starts with the etc/inittab configuration file. The default run level, as defined here, determines the directory in which services start. When a default run level is set, that number is taken by the appropriate script, in this case, number 5, which is used to run the scripts in the etc/rc5.d directory. Look at the files in this directory. You can see they start with a K and an S. K scripts stop the noted service. S scripts start the service. Now look at the scripts more critically. With the ls-l etc/rc5.d command, the S and K scripts are actually links to service scripts in the etc/init.d directory. There's also a special service known as the Internet Super Server, also known as the exitd service. By default, it's configured to run when you're in run levels 3, 4, and 5. In other words, when you're in any of those run levels, control is handed off to individual configuration files in the etc/exitd.d directory. Let's look at the rsync script in that directory. The key directive here is disable = yes. In other words, even if the Internet Super Server is set to start in the current run level, the rsync server is disabled. But that's easy to change. All you need to do is open up this configuration file in a text editor and change disable = yes to disable = no. Let's look at how you can control scripts in individual run level directories. Back to etc/rc5.d. For the purpose of this video, let's focus on the first boot script. As you can see here, it's set to start in run level 5. And you can confirm this with the check config list first boot command, which says it's set to start in run level 5. We can change this with the check config first boot level 5 off command, and we can confirm it in the etc/rc5.d directory. Now, instead of a S99 first boot script, there's a K95 first boot script. In other words, when you move to run level 5, if first boot is currently running, it'll be stopped. You can specify more run levels with the check config command. For example, if you wanted the first boot process to start in run levels 3, 4, and 5, specify those run levels and set them on. And there it is. First boot is now configured to start in run levels 3, 4, and 5. There are other check config commands available. Check config first boot off disables the start scripts in all run levels. Check config first boot on does not enable the scripts in all run levels, just run levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can also use the check config command for things like the rsync script. See what this does to the rsync configuration file in the exinetd.d directory. It was disable equals yes before. It's now changed to disable equals no. Back to the first boot script. We can confirm the changes in various run levels. For example, in run level 3, we see a first boot start script. In run level 4, we see the same first boot start script. In run level 1, first boot is not set to start, so the output from the check config command is consistent with what we see in the run level base start and kill script directories. Of course, there are other tools available for controlling services, such as NT-sysserv. But since services are so easily controlled from the command line, and the command line is faster, I say why bother learning the GUI tool?